Alright, so this will be a video on how to change the serpentine belt on a 96 Jeep Cherokee. Pretty simple service actually. So you got your little diagram here. It's got your belt routing, belt removal. So all you're going to do is you're going to loosen this bolt here. It's a 15. And then see down here there's this pulley. It's your tensioner pulley. So you need a 15 for that as well. So what I like to do is just have my 15 ratchet here, so you can get that angle right there, so a little extension, and then a ratcheting wrench is pretty good for this, and you can get it on the pulley down there and break that free. This just has to be loose. And then this, let's see. Not quite. You want to loosen it enough so that the new belt will go on, because we could probably get this one off right now, but then we're gonna have to loosen it anyway to get the new belt on, because the new belt isn't as stretched out as the old belt. This one's squeaking. That's why I'm changing it. It'll squeak a lot when I first start up or when I'm decelerating. You up here helping, dude?
Hi.
Yeah. So. Alright, so that should be loose enough. Let's pop that off. It might be a little tricky getting it around the belt blade, or that blade in there, but I'm sure we can get it. So just kind of take a mental note of how it goes.
Dad, show them that part.
What part?
That part.
What part? This guy?
Mm-hmm.
That's just a cap for the air conditioning. Alright, so you can see this came off.
For the engine to drown through there.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one.
And so I'm going to pull it out this way. And then, so that's kind of, you can make a mental note. So it's got to go over the top of this and around that alternator down there first. And then I can probably get it around this blade here. Oh wait, I don't have to. It doesn't go around it. It'll be good. Making it harder than it has to. It doesn't have to go around the belt. Or around the fan. Nice. There we go. So this isn't terrible, but it was squeaking pretty bad, so I don't know what the deal is with that.
And by the way, our dog just got in trouble.
Yeah. So I'm gonna compare them here. Let's see. Yeah. So there's that one. This is the new one that I got. Hopefully it's the right one. Parts stores like to give you the wrong one sometimes. So yeah, it's gonna be about the same there after it gets all stretched out. So, but this one's a lot less brittle than that one. That one feels really dried out. So what are you doing, dude? I'm gonna try to set you up here. There we go. Alright, so I'll try to snake this thing on there. Stretch it out, make sure it's not twisted. Cool. And so we're going to start with the alternator, as according to this diagram here. So we'll go down and around that. And you're just going to follow this diagram that will go down and around, and then it goes looks like it goes over the top of this little idler pulley here. It's not the worst serpentine belt I've ever seen, or installation I've ever seen, but it's a little tight in there. Also doesn't help that the engine's hot. So it's on over the top of that idler pulley, under the alternator, over the top of this guy, and then this one goes under the crank pulley. The bottom one goes under the crank pulley. It got twisted somehow. So there's that. So under the crank pulley, and then over the top of the tensioner pulley over here. And then kind of the rule is you want to keep the grooved side to the groove pulleys and the flat side to the flat side pulleys. So if you ever have a grooved side against a flat pulley, then you probably did it wrong. I'm sure there are some exceptions to that, but. And then this just goes underneath this water pump. And then you want to make sure all your you want to make sure, oops, sorry about the camera view. You want to make sure all your belts are in the center of the pulleys, especially when you go to tighten it. Alright, so now once you get it kind of set, I think I'm going to do this one last. So get it around the water pump here, and then I'll try to fight it on to this pulley because I think that'll be the easiest. So it's a two-handed job. So don't bump the camera.
How are we doing?
We're doing good. We just got to get this one over this last pulley here.
Pulley?
Yep.
Sounds like you almost said the bad word, boy.
So even this is not loose enough, still can't get it. So you can see that other one came off pretty easy, but this one's going on pretty hard. So we're just gonna keep loosening this till it's a little easier. So that many threads is how much that other belt had stretched. So if you ever put one on that goes on way easier than the one you took off, you have the wrong size pulley or wrong size belt. So, and then there's going to be a difference between your cars that have air conditioning and cars that don't have air conditioning because you have less pulleys. but on this one, it has AC. So, all right, so now it's on there. You just want to go around and just double check that everything's in the center of all your pulleys. So, center of the pulley here, center of the pulley there. That one's gonna change because I'm gonna tighten it. You want to make sure it's center on your crank down there. Goes underneath your water pump, over the top of your AC compressor, then over the top or around your alternator down there. So, but everything seems centered, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this up. And you're gonna tighten the adjustment bolt first, and then once you get your tightness set to where you want it, then you can go ahead and tighten up your idler pulley belt, or your belt tensioner bolt. So I'll just check tightness at the farthest one here. Should be fairly tight. I'm sure there's an actual spec for the tightness, but and just as you're tightening, just make sure everything's sinking in good, not set weird. So this looks right. Looks like I got the right belt. So that's good. That's good news. Still have to make it back to the parts store. Get in there, do a couple more turns here. Cool and cool. So we got some, so that's pretty tight. We're good, we're all done tightening. You want to check the tightness? Can you push on that?
Push on that.
On the belt? Push on the belt. No, not on the plastic, on the belt.
Is this the belt?
Yeah, but that's against the metal. You got to push like somewhere between two things. You can see it's pretty tight. So we're good. I'm just going to snug this idler pulley back up. If you don't have a ratcheting wrench, that's probably going to take a little bit, but I do, so there we go. Alright, so that's the belt tensioner, that's the Serpentine belt for the 96 Cherokee. I'm sure it's very similar for all the straight 6 4.0 engines. If you don't have a diagram, there it is. I'll try to make that the thumbnail for the video. Alright, well, we got some big plans today. We're going to do spark plugs. We're going to clean these fuel injectors. I got a new tool I'm going to try out. I'm kind of excited about that. Spark plugs, PCV, distributor cap, wires, and I think that's, and then I'm going to do a throttle body clean. No issues, just doing a service just to see what people have and haven't done. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. Want to say bye, Eric?
Bye.